Welcome to the Center of Ki and Yoga with Leah. In today's class, we're focusing on the ankles. And today's class we're going to do from standing up. So a lot more balancing involved in this class, as well as stretching and strengthening. So get out your mat and let's begin. All right, so let's begin standing in Tadasana or mountain pose. So in order to do that, we're just going to have the feet comfortably apart, so not wider than the hips. Have the feet pointing forwards, so not out to the sides. Okay, so feet are parallel. If anything, the outside edges of the feet are in line and parallel to each other. So that means the little toe side of the foot. So have a look down and check how your feet are placed on the mat there. All right, so see if you can relax through the shoulders, let your arms just hang beside you. Feel the belly button draw in slightly and notice if your bottom is sticking out. You want to tuck the tailbone under, okay, and stand up nice and tall. This is a really basic but very powerful yoga pose if you didn't know. So we want the crown of the head to lift upwards. Don't pull the chin up, keep the chin tucking in slightly. So we want the ears, the shoulders and the hips to line up. Just take a moment here breathing. Feel how you're standing there. Notice how the ankles feel already before we even do anything. Because we're going to work on the ankles and do a bit of balance work and see how we feel afterwards. Alright, so let's begin by stretching through the feet. So what we're going to do is we're going to just lift one foot up and we're going to roll over the toes. So forward and back over the toes. Okay, your toes might crack a little bit like mine are. Yeah, you just want to roll, stretch, squeeze, stretch and squeeze, stretch and squeeze. Good, and let's try that on the other foot. So bend the knee and just roll toes over and under. Hopefully you're doing this on a softish mat and not on a really hard surface. That could be a little bit painful. Good, excellent. All right, then we're going to bring the hands onto the knees. So the feet are together for this one. So feet together, hands on knees, bottom sticking out. And we just want to circle the knees around. And by doing this, we're working into the ankle joint, we're working into the legs, working into the feet. And let's take those circles the other way now. Round we go. Keep breathing. That's it, lovely. Good. All right, so we're going to breathe in and bend the knees, hands on the knees. And on the exhale, I want you to push the backs of the knees away, push your tailbone away, shoot the crown of the head forwards, and feel the back stretch. Inhale, let's sink into that. Bend the knees, drop the bottom slightly. And then exhale, press the knees away, shoot the head forwards. Inhale, sinking. As we sink down, we're stretching through the calves and the ankles. Exhale, pressing it away. Good, one more. Inhale, sinking down. And then exhale, pressing away. Lovely. And then coming all the way back up. Lovely, and let's just shake out one leg, let it be nice and loose and floppy. And then shake out the other leg. Good stuff. Alright, so feet are back side by side, have the big toes touching. The heels can be apart. Hands are in prayer pose at the chest. And we're just going to do a little squeeze to come up onto the toes. So taking a breath in and just breathe out. Good. And this time we're going to breathe in, squeeze up onto the toes, squeeze into the heels, the backs of the legs, the bottom, and then exhale, come back down. Let's try that again. So inhale to rise up, push down into the big toe, squeeze the legs, squeeze the bottom, and then exhale, back down. Good. And again, breathe in, squeezing up, palms are just resting at the chest. Exhale, come back down. Maybe you can lift your toes and spread them in between. And last one, inhale to lift, holding it there, and then breathing out, coming down. Good. All right, so keeping the feet in that position, so big toes side by side, heels slightly apart, knees together. We're going to take the arms out in front of us. Relax the shoulders, looking forwards, take a breath in. And on the exhale, just dropping the bottom down. So don't stick it out. Keep it tucked under, but sink downwards. And again, we're going to get that stretch through the ankles, the calves. Good. Inhale to rise up. And exhale, sinking down. Keep the shoulders soft, looking forwards, tucking the bottom in and under. Inhale to rise up. Just 2 more. Exhale, sinking down. Good. Inhale, come up. Let's do 1 more. And then exhale, sink down. Let's see if we can stay here for a few breaths. Let the shoulders be soft. Draw the belly button in. Breathe through your nose. Tuck the bottom under. Feel the stretch through the heels, the calves, feet. Soften the face. Look off into the distance. Lovely. And then gently rising up again. Let your arms go. Again, you can just shake out the legs if you like for a moment. Alright, so we're going to get to a balance now. So, I mean, we're balancing when we're standing, believe it or not, we're balancing on 2 feet. But now we're just going to balance on 1 foot. So, what we're going to do is just place the hands on the hips. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, just lift 1 knee up. Okay, so we don't need to take the leg out and do anything fancy. We're just going to lift the knee up at a 90-degree angle, hopefully. And breathe and hold here. So as we're breathing and holding, focus down into the big toe of the standing leg. Notice if your hips are sort of twisting or at an angle, try and shift the hips level. Breathe and hold. Squeeze into that standing leg. Eyes are forwards, shoulders are relaxed. If you want to up the challenge, you can close your eyes and try and do this. Trust me, that's going to make it a lot more harder, but it's a little bit of fun if you want to give it a try. Alright, and then let that leg go. We'll do the other side. So just start with feet side by side. Get your ground there. Take your breath in. Exhale, lift the other leg, and again we're holding and breathing. Knee at about 90 degrees to the body. Squeeze into that standing leg, press down into the big toe. Feel the muscles engaging from the sole of the foot all the way up into the bottom. Breathing there. Shoulders are soft. Find a point you can focus on off in the distance. Or if you want to challenge yourself, you can close your eyes. Feel the muscles around the ankle getting recruited to do the work to hold you in place. Beautiful. Alright, and then gently come back down. And again, you can shake the legs out. Just a quick little shake. Roll over the toes if you like. Give that a moment. Let the hips relax. Alright, so we're going to do another standing pose. One that you may be familiar with called tree pose. So with this one, if you need a wall or a chair to hold on to, please grab one. So the basic version is where we turn the foot out to the side and just have the foot resting against the lower leg, so the ankle. So kind of arch of the foot is coming over the ankle. Or we can take the foot to the lower leg. Now just try and really focus on this knee coming out to the side, so squeeze into the bottom and tuck the pelvis under. Or we can bring the foot all the way onto the thigh, just don't put it over the knee. Okay, there we go. Lovely stuff. And we can just hold here with the palms together, squeeze down into that standing leg. You want to feel the foot and the knee pressing together. The foot and the knee, the foot and the thigh, sorry, if the foot is on the thigh. The knee is coming out to the side. The knee we want to get in line with the hips. So rather than forwards, that's what I mean. Alright, palms together, breathing and holding. Feeling strong and firm through the standing leg. Squeeze the bottom, tuck it under slightly. Allow the chest to be open and soft. Crown of the head is lifting up to the ceiling. If you want to increase the difficulty, you can take the arms up. You can keep the palms separate, fingertips pointing up to the ceiling. Allow the ribs to lift out of the waist if you're doing that, but don't squeeze the shoulders up. Let the shoulders be soft. and lift from the ribs out of the waist. Lovely. All right, let's let that go. We held that for quite a long time. If you fell over or fell out of it, just come back to it again and again. Just keep trying. Just stand for a moment and notice now how one side feels compared to the other. Notice how the foot feels, the ankle, the lower leg, the thigh, all the way into the buttock. Fantastic. All right, so we'll do the other side. So let's find the position that suits us, whether it's toe touching the ground, foot on the lower leg, or foot on the thigh. Any of those is completely fine. If you need to hold on to something at this point, do so. You'll find the more you practice it, the easier it gets. Remember to keep this knee coming outwards rather than forwards. So feeling that stretch through the hips and the pelvis. Squeeze the bottom, tuck it under. Hands in prayer pose at the chest. And just stay here first, breathing. Shoulders soft, chest is open. Leg is strong, the standing leg. Press the big toe down into the ground. Eyes are gazing forwards. If you want to increase the difficulty, we take the arms up, palms facing in. Again, try not to squeeze the shoulders up, but lift from the waist upwards, so the ribs lifting up. Feeling nice and tall as you squeeze through the standing leg. Tucking the bottom in and under. Lifting, opening the chest, and we'll come out. And again, strong work. Stand for a moment. We can have the feet back into Tadasana, so feet just hip width, shoulders relaxed. Don't turn the feet out, but keep the feet slightly turned inwards. Feel the weight coming onto the big toes. Notice the energy around the ankle joint now. Lots of blood and energy. We're going to do one more strong one through the ankles where we balance on one leg. So again, you might need a chair or a table to hold on to for this one. So we're going to bend the knees. I'll talk from this side. We're going to bend the knees and then take your right leg and cross it over your left, as if you're crossing your legs. And then see if you can wrap the big toe, the right big toe, around to the inner edge of the left leg, so just above your left ankle. Okay, so that might be a challenge. You might just want the foot to squeeze onto the outside edge of the left ankle, but if you can get it on the inside, we're still sinking down, so we're not having, the standing leg is not straight, the standing leg is bent. And we're just going to bring the hands into prayer pose. Lovely. And just notice if your hips are twisting to one side, try and turn them so they're facing the front of the room. Lovely stuff. And we're just going to hold and breathe here, sinking down into that. Notice if the bottom is sticking out, try and tuck it under. Good. All right, and then gently coming out of that. Right, so that's quite strong work through those ankles. I'm not lying here when I promised an ankle strengthening class. All right, so we'll try that on the other side. One leg might not be as easy to wrap around as the other. Okay, so practice your harder leg. We're going to bend the knees, wrap the left leg around. This is my harder side, so my toe just doesn't quite get as far around to the outer edge of the ankle, but I'm going to give it a go. All right, so holding here, breathing, sinking down. So the standing leg, the knee is bent. Try and make sure the hips are facing the front of the room. Nice deep breaths. Sinking down. Make sure the bottom isn't sticking out. Tuck it under. Breathing and holding here. Just laugh if you fall over. It's okay. One more breath. Lovely. All right, let that go. That is a strong ankle workout for sure. All right, so just give yourself a moment. I think we need to lie down after this. All right, so we're going to do one more strong one into the legs. So, and then I promise it'll all be over. So again, we want the big toes side by side, the heels are slightly apart. We're going to bring the hands into the chest, So we did a version of this before where we inhaled, come up onto the toes, and we're going to stay here this time. So again, try to tuck the bottom in and under. We're going to stay and breathe through the nose. Draw the belly button in, push into the toes. For those that want to again make the difficulty a little higher, we take the arms up, have the palms facing inwards, the hands are shoulder width, and we're lifting up, pressing down through the toes, squeezing into the bottom, looking forwards. Breathe through the nose, squeezing, holding, feel the chest opening. Good, and then gently coming all the way back. Fantastic work. All right, so let's just take one leg, circle through the ankle. That's it, circle the other way. Lovely, let's do the other side, circle, just returning the gentleness through the joints there. Lovely stuff. All right, and we'll lie down for a moment. So coming down onto your back, if you want, you could grab a cushion or a blanket or a towel, and we can actually lie down with the feet raised if you like. Or you could do legs up the wall if you wanted to. That would be a great way to finish off this class as well. My walls are limited. It's hard to find a wall that I could demonstrate this on, but I do have another video you can look at for how to do legs up the wall. So feel free to take a look. I'll put the link here. And we just lie here and breathe. So having the feet raised a bit helps with the circulation, also with lymphatic drainage through the legs, which is really important. It's really nice to take the legs up a little bit, helps blood return to the heart. And we'll just stay here for 6 to 10 breaths. It's really important that we do the rest and relax. I was listening to some yoga teachers the other day, and they were saying how their students leave the class during the rest phase, which astounded me. I didn't know that was a thing, but obviously some people do that. So it's important that if you're doing it at a home practice, that you do also take time to do the rest, to breathe, to relax, and give yourself time to integrate the effort that you've made. Give some time for the body to adjust to the changes that have taken place, and give you time to just connect the mind, body and the breath again before you get back into life, into reality. And it helps you then also take what you've done on the yoga mat into your daily life, rather than having the two things separate. Alright, so I think I'm feeling pretty good now. My feet are nice and relaxed. Hopefully your legs are too. Like I said, if you're doing legs up the wall, then that's also a great way to restore at the end of that class. So let's bend the knees up and just roll over to your right hand side. And then push yourself up, come up to sitting. Now ideally we want to be able to kneel here after stretching through the ankles so much. If that's a problem for you, then you can kneel with a cushion under your bottom if you like. Okay, that's always an option. I do that when I'm meditating sometimes, put a cushion under my bottom like that. So hands in the lap, just close your eyes for a moment. And let's breathe in, arms rise up, exhale back down, and again, inhale to lift, exhale to lower, one more breath in, and then exhale through to prayer pose, and just soften here, let the shoulders relax, tuck the chin in, breathe down into your feet. Now you should be really aware of your ankles, your feet, your heels, the soles of the feet, the calves, all that area that we've worked on. And hopefully your ankles feel more relaxed, but also stronger as a result of today's class. If you found that challenging to balance today, then keep practicing. Really work on it until you find it becomes a lot easier. And some days it is easier than others, so don't be hard on yourself when that happens too. Thank you so much for joining me. I've really enjoyed this class today. I hope you did too. And I look forward to seeing you in another class real soon. Bye for now.